Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Princess Leah 888, and this is your daily divine messages from Spirit, our weekly wisdom for the week of May 11th. Yesterday we had Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day for all my beautiful mamas and aunties and pet mamas and earth angels, grandmamas, sister mamas, all of the beautiful mother forms that take place in so many different ways, shapes, and forms. So I realized that it was my 10th year celebrating Mother's Day, which is wild to think about. Feels like just yesterday that I was celebrating my first Mother's Day. And then yesterday, as I'm celebrating my 10th Mother's Day, my little brother and my nephew are both celebrating their first, or their partners are celebrating their first Mother's Days. And my mom was celebrating her first great grandmother's day. So it was just a big milestone of a Mother's Day this year. So I hope that you enjoyed and got to spend time with your beloved mother. If you are a mother, I hope that you were worshipped and cherished the way that you ought to be, as you are a queen, a shiro. And if you did not get to spend Mother's Day with your mother for other reasons, maybe they were not available, unavailable for reasons. Maybe they are not here with us on this earth plane. Or for any other reasons you may not have celebrated your Mother's Day and are feeling a certain way, certain sadness or grief. I send my love, I send my prayers to you, and um, may you know just how loved you are. If you are grieving this Mother's Day from a loss of a child, then please know that you are still a mother. You are so loved, and I pray for your heart to the word heal doesn't feel right to say, but for your heart to find peace, to be in peace, to rest in peace and love, and know that you are loved. And so this week we're gonna kind of see, but if you're new to my channel, welcome, beloved. What I like to do for our daily divines, excuse me, as I channel, as my throat tries to close up, my throat chakra. As I express, the throat chakra is trying to close up as I am expressing love, as I'm expressing um, my expressing the words are falling out of my mind, but the energy is here. That's how I channel. I channel energy from the gracious, omnipresent divine. My my mission here, my passion here, my purpose here is to do my part to heal the heart of the divine masculine and the sacred feminine through conscious love. And as I do that, I channel from that frequency through the sound bowl heart chakra, through the tarot and the oracles. Any kind of downloads that may intuitively come through, the cards just confirm. And we're going to do that for this energy for this week to see how we are moving this week, what we can feel through, what might be some guidance or advice from spirit, but just to kind of take a look at what kind of energy we're feeling into. If any of this resonates with you, then definitely hit that like button. It lets me know that your energy is here so I can pick up on it more strongly as we are a small collective over here. If you're not a part of our vibe tribe already, we are growing slowly and quickly, slowly and beautifully. Um, and I say quickly a little bit just because it feels like it for me. I just, it's only been a few years that I have been doing um, these readings, and I just appreciate all the support. If you're a returning family and friend, I just appreciate you so much for always coming back and your support. And you can always be a part of our Vibe Tribe by subscribing, hitting that notification bell, and knowing whenever I go live. So let's tap into our heart space. There's a lot of energy I'm feeling from this heart space. There's a lot of energy that comes from the mama, from the womb, but also, the heart of the divine masculine is where trauma is stored. The sacral of the divine feminine is where trauma is stored. And I feel like right now, as mothers give birth, that is trauma to their womb, to their body, um, as it changes the body, right? But how the body bounces back is how the trauma stays or dissolves, mentally, emotionally as well. And the same thing with our heart. If our hearts have been broken, if our hearts have been wounded, how it bounces back is what indicates the level of trauma that your heart has felt, and whether it is capable of bouncing back quickly or it takes more time to really bounce back and fully heal, fully realign with love, um, divine love. And so let's tap into this frequency of our heart. The chakras meditation is in the background, and the heart chakra had started and now it's on the throat chakra. So I think that's pretty perfect. So if you'd like to join me, you can just place your hand on your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and we're just going to see what kind of messages might come from spirit through this sound bowl frequency. When I closed my eyes and asked Spirit, what do you want me to hear? I immediately heard forgive, forgiveness. I heard and let go. Forgive and let go. And I feel that in my stomach. I feel that in my solar plexus. It gives me some butterflies. And I see the Four Agreements oracle card in my mind's eye of surrender and let go of the past. And this is not to be insensitive to our previous conversation of our lost loved ones. This is not to be insensitive to any previous past traumas in our heart space and our sacral space. But this is so that we can heal the wounds, so that we can heal the grief, the losses. I'm hearing grief isn't something that needs to be healed. Grief is a process that it needs to be gone through, that needs to be experienced, processed. It's a process that needs to be moved through and felt through out after loss. It's not a thing. Grief doesn't need to be healed. Grief is a process that needs to be felt, that needs to be experienced. As uncomfortable as grief, the grieving process is, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and even acceptance can feel painful at times. Trying to force yourself to accept when you're not ready, or accepting, feeling a moment of peace and acceptance, and then the next day feeling more anger, because grief isn't linear, and it doesn't always end as soon as you go through each of those 5 steps. It can bounce around. Layers can be unfolded later in life, that a deeper wound is now being felt. It can come back because the wound was still so deep that it hadn't fully integrated into the space of acceptance. And that is okay. And that's why I'm hearing forgive and let go. As my throat chakra still closes up, not wanting to express, not wanting to use the words, say the words forgiveness, let go, surrender. Because it can feel like forgiveness can feel like powerlessness. I'm hearing forgiveness can feel like giving up. Forgiveness can feel like letting someone off the hook. Letting go can feel like letting someone off the hook. But forgiveness is not giving up, and letting go is not letting someone off the hook. It is allowing yourself the space for your heart to heal from the wounds. Forgiving isn't giving up, it is understanding, giving grace to the situation, not saying that it was okay, not saying that you're not allowed to feel how you feel, but it's understanding. It's a level of radical acceptance. It's an act of Christ consciousness, knowing that they knew not what they did. And even if they knew what they were doing was wrong, there was still a blockage to really truly understanding what what the level of what they were doing or what happened. It's very, very challenging to move into forgiveness when you are still holding on to resentment, when you're still holding on to blame, when you're still feeling justified for your anger, when you're still desiring revenge and retaliation as a means of taking your power back. And Spirit is saying that you're not going to be able to jump from resentment to forgiveness in one moment. You can't. But you can take small steps towards peace and radical acceptance by taking breaths, by choosing thoughts that acknowledge where you're at and acknowledge where you want to go and want to be, because that gives you space. It gives you the space in between the feelings and the behaviors, and that can help move you a little bit closer towards conscious love. Thank you, Spirit. So, I don't know who need to hear that, but obviously this collective is feeling this because that's what's being felt in my energy space. That's what's coming through the heart chakra. If it's even just for my own personal guidance, thank you, Spirit. I started these daily divine messages from Spirit for my own personal guidance and opened it up to this platform for anyone who might benefit from it as well. And so if that is you, thank you for being here. And make sure, again, you hit that like button. Let me know that this is something that really is being helpful for your energy space. Look at this. We have justice here. Libra energy, but I love this justice card because she is pointing the sword down. And I love when this comes up, especially with what we're talking about right now of forgiveness, of letting go, because what I'm hearing Spirit say in this Akashic Star Child Tarot is that the scales are balancing, which means the battle has been defeated, which means you can lay your sword down, which means you don't have to fight anymore, which means you don't have to fight anymore. I'm hearing you don't need to retaliate. You don't need revenge. You just need to rest, recover, so that your heart can reconcile. And that gives me retrograde energy, which Pluto's in retrograde now, which is a big shift in the sign of Aquarius, because Pluto is the planet of transformation through your fears, by facing your fears. And sometimes facing your fears means having to, look at this, awaken to the things that have hurt you. By facing your fears, you awaken. You transform. You see where this Four of Cups, she's looking at this one cup that is spilled while the three others are standing. This is an interesting Four of Cups because typically the Four of Cups is a divine cup being handed to her behind her where she does not see, where she is ignoring this divine cup. But this cup instead has fallen, and she has been battered and broken and bruised. You see, she's covering herself. She is dressed. So whatever painful experiences that you went through, whatever cup that was spilled is almost not causing, but it is, I'm hearing like opening up, an awakening within you. It opened you up to an awakening. It awakened a part of you through its pain to see the truth, to see the lies, to see love and not love. It awakened you to see who you want to be and who you want to be around and what you don't want. It awakened you to what is conscious love, what is conditional love, what is false love, what is exploitive love, what is power, control, manipulation, what is freedom. Here comes Mr. Tony Popsicle, Mr. Grandma Tony Popsicle showing up to the chat. right, right wherever for us to see. Mr. Grandma Tony Popsicle, as you can see, is a very large cat who also I like to call is my grandmother reincarnated. And so as we celebrated our Mother's Day, she is my earth angel. She came back in this cat spirit, I like to say. And so whenever he shows up, I feel as though this is also someone else's grandmother showing up to say that I am with you, whether they are still living or whether they are transitioned, to help you through this awakening process. Thank you, Tony. To help you through this healing process, this grieving process. This is something that has been very much on your mind since you were a child as the Page of Swords comes out. Something that you have been observing, watching. Maybe you've observed pain in your family, or as a child you experienced some pains that are awakening you or have awakened you or awakening within you now, and you are taking action. You're feeling like it's time to take action, and you're not sure what kind of action. Do you retaliate with the Seven of Swords? Do you go within with the Four of Swords? Do you take your time with the Knight of Crystals? How do you move? Do you move silently? Do you speak up? Do you manipulate? What do you do? This is what's awakening. The choice of how you move forward after being hurt. Vulnerability in reverse here. The vulnerability, not wanting to be vulnerable because of the pain that you've been through, but the awakening of your vulnerability, the awakening of what is so vulnerable, which is your pain, which is your heartache, which is your trauma, which is your fears. That's what's being awakened so that it can be transformed. Look, y'all, I can't even make it up because look what I am saying. So it can be transformed. I didn't even get the word out and transformation came through. What is being transformed? Your life force energy. That's what is awakening right now. Your life force energy. Number 34. And what's also awakening is you're being awakened to loving compassion, the radical acceptance. And I love that loving compassion is out here because radical acceptance is a practice from the Buddhist practice of loving kindness. And that's immediately what I thought of as this card, loving compassion, when I was bringing that up earlier. So thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. Your life force energy is going through a transformation. It is awakening to your true, authentic self. You're awakening to the source energy within you, the source energy that flows through you, of the source energy of all creation, that you are a direct channel, a direct extension of. And a new start is coming because you are awakening, because you are transforming. So don't let your pride get in the way, full moon in Leo. Don't let your pride get in the way from the pain that you have been gone through, the pride of your ego being bruised and embarrassed, the pride of not wanting to, come off as weak because you're vulnerable, because you're insecure, because you're hurting, because you're scared, because you are in love. And that's a scary thing because you don't want to be hurt. But the new moon is here. The new start is coming. And when's our new moon coming up next? It'll be the new moon in Taurus, which I believe is like next week or something. It's usually towards the end of, yeah, it's definitely like next week. I don't know the exact date, but I'll let you know. But it's usually, but this one here, the new moon's going to be towards the end of Taurus season. And Taurus season has been all around learning how to believe in our value, learning how to believe that we are worthy of beauty and abundance and love. Every Taurus season, there's always a new layer of depth of learning and believing and uncovering and tapping into and aligning with the abundance that is yours, the life force energy that creates all that you desire in your life, because that is what your purpose is here to do, is to align with what your soul desires. That's the whole reason why it came here into this human form. So have loving compassion for yourself, my beloved. Have loving compassion even for those who have wronged you, even for the experiences that were unjustifiable and uncomfortable and unforgivable. Even if your ego feels too proud to forgive, to be vulnerable, to transform, let your pride be transformed. Don't let it get in your way of your transformation. Look, talk about pride. Eliminate gossip. Don't make assumptions. Pride is a way we gossip when we are covering up our pride, when we're trying to protect our pride and our ego. We gossip about other people to make us feel bigger and better and more superior. We gossip when we're feeling insecure about ourselves. We want to talk about everybody else's business because we don't want to look at our own. We gossip because, like, what does it say? Stop worrying about and trying to get the speck that's in your brother's eye and look at the log that is in your own eye. But gossip prevents us because it's our pride that gets in the way from letting ourselves be vulnerable and transform and have loving compassion for ourselves and others that we are gossiping about. Making assumptions is a setup for suffering because we usually gossip about our assumptions. We make assumptions, believe that we are right, and then we defend our assumptions and try to make others wrong. But I always hear this from Deepak Chopra. Are you defending the truth? The truth needs no defense. That's why the justice card came out with the sword facing down. The battles have been won. The battles have been won against you. Even though you have gone through the valleys of the shadows of death, the battles are won. So release self-judgment from what you've gone through, what you've been through, what you've put others through, what you have, done in the past. Forgive yourself. Forgive others. Forgive what happened. Release self-judgment. Don't take anything personally, beloved. Don't take anything personally. About yourself, what does this say? Even the opinions you have about yourself are not necessarily true. Therefore, you don't need to take whatever you hear in your own mind personally, even. Because if we have been taught to self-deprecate, if we have been taught to not appreciate our beauties and talents and wisdom and intuition, if we've been taught to not love ourselves, our bodies, if we've been taught to oppress everything about our truth and our true authentic self, yes, we will then have these mental blockages, these disempowering, limiting beliefs, these false agreements around ourselves. So not all thoughts that come into our minds are true. And that's where you have to have loving compassion, because what's transforming is what is moving, and what you're awakening to, the truth versus what has been false agreements that you've been conditioned to believe. So that now you can finally live in your own true, authentic self. This is very beautiful. A new start is coming. All these purples and oranges. The the sacral chakra is healing from the wounds of the sacral holds our pleasures. The sacral holds our creativity. The sacral holds our sensuality. The sacral holds our sexuality, our feminine energy. And the purples of our crown chakra, of our true authentic self, of our beautiful, divine, pure essence, the life force energy that pours into us. Our cup overflows with divine love, because that's exactly what we are. So believe that today, beloved. Believe that this week. And I hope that this message helps you. Whoever needed to hear it, I trust, heard it. He who has ears, may he hear. And he who has eyes, may he be awakened. He and she. And if this resonated with you, give this video a thumbs up. Let your energy be felt in this collective reading. Let your energy be known that you are here, that you are transforming, that you are awakening, and that you are about to begin a whole new start. And it's going to be so beautiful, and it's going to be so delicious, because it's yours and it's your birthright. Okay? So, thank you so much for being here. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, definitely be a part of our Vibe Tribe. And until next time, my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful beloveds, I will see you in the next moon. Peace and love. Namaste. Bye.